Chapter 0. Prologue, Return. You are listening at FameTV.info. Chapter 0, Prologue, Return, Spread your legs. Olivia did not rebel and spread her white legs. Her red P*SSY was glistening with fluid. Kevin swallowed his saliva and gazed at the coveted place. In the moonlight shining through the window, the enticing body was glistening. Are you wet already? You were looking forward to this, weren't you? No way. She wanted to be cynical, but reflexively, the fluid flowing between her legs was something she had no control over. Kevin's strong body caught her eye, along with his purple eyes as well. He stroked Olivia's plump breasts with his hands aggressively. The round flesh, soft to the touch, was clenched in his rough hands. Then, she parted her red lips and let out a groan in agony. Kevin tapped the tip of her chest with his thumb. You can scream. Why does our miss keep trying to hold back her voice? I'll *CK you anyway, until you scream like crazy. Olivia could feel him standing firmly between her legs on top of her. As she tried to close her legs, Kevin didn't allow it and tried to spread them wider. Don't be nervous. At the same time, his finger inserted in. The damp walls wrap around his fingers and tighten as if craving something bigger. He pulled his fingers out and dug deeper, and a lewd sound echoes through the room. Satisfied with the obscene sound, Kevin smiled contentedly and looked at Olivia. On her chest were red handprints from when he grabbed them tightly. His middle finger ravaged her inside, and his thumb rubbed the exposed clitoris. His fingers, soaked in her love juice, slipped into it even deeper. Again, a suppressed moan leaked from between her clenched teeth. As his fingers slipped back and forth, a squeaky, wet sound pulsates over and over again. You've been waiting, haven't you? Olivia's green eyes turned to the man sitting between her legs. As if to represent his desire for her, he looked at the sky and gazed at her, and she foresaw the moment to come. Olivia. Even when she heard her name, which sounded like a rough breath, she frowned slightly but did not move, a one-sided physical relationship with no mutual exchange of mind. In the meantime, only subtle pleasures existed. His manhood penetrated all the way to the root. The moist, wet interior accepted it without any resistance. The man's mouth shuddered. Olivia, you are the best. As the shaft circled inside her inner walls, Kevin tightened his arms, pressing Olivia down. The body lying helplessly on the bed, the color of the scarlet hair scattered on the pure white bedspread, his hard flesh was penetrating in and out through the entrance. Her green eyes turned to him. Kevin's eyes filled with joy. Olivia, Olivia, Olivia. Slap, slap. His waist moved with excitement. His manhood moved in and out between her legs, as the friction added to the more obscene sounds. He was pounding forcefully while holding her waist. Then Kevin grabbed her by the shoulders and lowered his body. His face moved closer to Olivia. Brother, take it slow. His thrusting object pierced her violently as she let out a scream, half mixed with pain and pleasure. But, instead of slowing down, the man just digs deeper into her with more force. Olivia tried to twist her body to get away, though Kevin held her tighter by the waist. The man's gasping breath sounded like an animal. His repressed voices also increased as the climax soon followed. When Kevin removed his manhood, a white, thick liquid flowed out of her. He stared at it with satisfaction smirk. Olivia frowned at him. Again, take your medicine. Ignoring her displeased gaze, Kevin lay beside her and glanced out the window. Olivia, who was staring at his face, also turned her gaze out of the window. Suddenly, the sunlight was shining. The bright blue sky was reflected in the languid green eyes. Olivia knew Kevin was in a bad mood today. Although she didn't really care about him from the beginning, the intercourse today was rougher than usual. Olivia, did you hear? What? I guess you didn't. Didn't I told you to get along with the maids? They don't get along with me. Olivia, who lived in the Duke's house, was not treated very well after the death of the Duke who brought her. It was the employees who particularly bothered her. Because as the fallen noble of another country, and also as the enemy country who waged war with their home country, she was in a worse position than commoners in this country. Kevin lifted her hair and playfully twisted her long, scarlet curls with his fingers. Aren't you going to ask? I'm not curious. You would be curious. What is it, then? As Olivia lay back and looked at Kevin's face, he smiled once more and kissed her forehead. My brother Leon is back. He should be here tomorrow. At his words, her eyes widened. I think the Rohirrim kingdom has finally been destroyed. How do you feel now that your homeland is destroyed? I'm fine. She really was. For Olivia, her motherland meant nothing. Rather, it was a place that only gave her sorrow, so there was nothing more important than the destruction of her homeland. By the way, if it's brother, really, that person, her heart started beating rapidly. Olivia contemplated the appearance of Leonard. He was a tall man with a strong body and a sculpted face. Occasionally, when his purple eyes turned to her, her heart felt as though it was about to explode. Kevin's lips twisted when he saw those desired eyes. Olivia tried to get away from him, but she couldn't because he was still holding her hair. Why are you getting up all of a sudden? His Grace the Duke is coming back, so we have to prepare. What are you preparing for, my brother? Why would you have to do anything? Did you think our relationship will change? If the Duke knows, do you think the fact that you and I slept together will change if you suddenly go out? That's pathetic. His strong hand gripped her round behind. She frowned and let out a moan in pain. You still can't love my handsome brother, good Olivia. His hand, which had been rubbing her cheeks, climbed up and began to stroke her chest. The sound of his wheezing breath could be heard behind her ears. Olivia then felt a hard touch between her ears. Because you're going to get screwed by me over and over again. Again, without foreplay, his girth pierced her body. Leonard, Leonard. Olivia repeated the name in her mind. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.